Do you guys have any idea how hard it is to wait until you have time to film to do an unboxing? Oh man, I tell you. But you know what, I wanted you guys to be here for the unboxing, and actually I have two unboxings for you guys today. The first one is obviously right here, the second one we'll get to later. What I'm gonna do is get right into this for you with my trusty ceramic X-Acto knife. This one's a small one, the other one is far bigger. So we're going to do the two unboxings today, and then what we're actually going to do as well is talk about who we're going to try and get on the channel for another graffiti interview. So that's what we'll be talking about after. I'll be telling you guys a bit about how you can assist me and help me to get a particular individual to come on the show for a graffiti interview. We have a nice packaging job here, which I'll have to cut through. First up here we have some Grog Extra Flow paint. It's a 100 milliliter jar. One thing I do want to emphasize about when you're buying this, on a lot of the sites they sort of make it look like the price is comparable to the Grog Full Metal paint, but in reality it's about double the price because this is 100 milliliters per little jar and the Grog Full Metal paint comes in 200 milliliters per jar. So although the price is similar per bottle, the per milliliter price is about double for this stuff. And they sent a burning chrome here. Yeah, this stuff is gorgeous. I'll give you a better look at it on camera. It's got a nice little mixing ball in there too, which is nice. Anyway, I'll set that there. I got some Molotov exchange nibs. These look to be a little bit bigger than what I was hoping for. It's hard to tell from their website. Pro tip with Sciz here, you don't have to buy the same brand nibs as the markers. Buy the ones that are cheap, because most of them actually come from the exact same factory, believe it or not, especially from companies in the same region. So I just got two normal mop nibs right there. These ones are supposed to be the 10 millimeter ones, I believe. That's what it says at least, so they better be. I guess something they sort of threw in here that I didn't actually really order, I mean I ordered it in a pack, is this. It's just a thing to help you refill your mops. Sort of a nice thing to use actually for ground tags as well. It gives you that sort of like restaurant ketchup bottle type top that you can just squeeze out if you're using any kind of really thick paint. You can use this for ground tags, that kind of thing. It's really super fun. Something you guys should be interested in here is a Grog cutter. It's the 15 XFP, which is the size of the nib. I believe it's like 15 millimeters. So they have that nice chisel nib. This is a pump action marker, obviously. It's filled with 50 milliliters of the extra flow paint. So there's half the paint in here that there is in one of these refills. Keep that in mind. I also have some quick flow chisel nibs here. This is actually for like the mini version of the Grog cutter, which I will tell you I like the Grog cutters a lot more in the mini version, to be perfectly honest. So again, there's two nibs in there. And I will be having a in-depth review of the Grog cutter coming out. If it's up, I'll put it in the corner. And then something else here that there will be a review sort of centered around showcasing is, you guys can see it there, the Molotov liquid chrome. Yeah, these things are ridiculous, the pricing of them. But this is with a standard 4 millimeter nib. You've all seen the clips of the liquid chrome. It's an incredible looking thing, but we are going to be comparing that with some other brands of chrome in the near future. And that is actually it for this little shipment. The other one, I'll send you over to the clip where I filmed that, but long story short, that clip is incomplete and I'll be showing you little bits of it only because something really terrible happened. My memory card ended up deleting all 80 gigabytes of footage that I had on that particular camera at that time, and part of that was the original unboxing. Essentially, I lost 80 gigabytes of stuff. For anyone's reference, that's about 30 full movies worth of video. There was a big loss there, and that was a really hard pill to swallow. I will tell you a little bit just in case I can't recover the clip well enough to have it in the video. I'll tell you a bit about what I got. First off, I got a couple of those crankcase 60s. I will say this, I wouldn't be caught dead buying almost anything crank just because of the prices they charge, but obviously I had to get it for a review, and you know, we fork out the full amount to get stuff that we need to review essentially, unless we get a sponsor for it, which happens occasionally, which is nice. Aside from that, I got a couple of the Molotov drip sticks. That's also a beautiful marker. They have a mini version of that. I got the full versions I'll show you, and along with that I got some Grog ink that I'll be happy to try out. Aside from that, got a couple Molotov nibs in the last shipment, and last but not least, I got a couple of those dang jumbo cans. So those ones are the 600 milliliter tall cans. They're actually still low pressure paint in them, or low pressure valve system, I guess. Low pressure, low output, to be clear, I believe. So I've never used a low pressure tall can. Usually they're built so they just spit out the paint quickly, efficiently for you, but it'll be an interesting thing to check out and see how that compares to normal tall cans. There'll definitely be a link in the top right corner where the cards are. over there. I'm pointing over there. If that video is out, it should be eventually, obviously. But the more main purpose of this video and why we really are out here is to discuss our next graffiti interview. I asked you guys, the community, in a community post on the channel, who you guys would like to get on the channel for another graffiti interview. Last time we had Smo on. He gave a great, insightful interview, and a big thank you to him again for that. But I was absolutely not disappointed that I asked you guys, because you came up with tons of great suggestions, all of which I really liked, and I'll be looking to make a lot of them happen in the future for sure. But who we want, this is someone who was suggested by a lot of you, and a lot of you seemed really excited to get him on the channel here. I would love to do an interview with Green Ranger. I think, given how positively you guys seem to react to the prospect of a GR interview, I think you guys would have some great questions to ask him, and I know I have lots of great ones to ask him as well. Last time, the way you guys helped me make that happen was Ice told you to go over to the Smo video and just comment that he should do an interview with Sciz. And this time, what I'd like you guys to do is I'm going to link a video in the corner. This is the most important link of the video, and it'll be a link to one of GR's videos over on the Art Primo channel. And what would really help me out and increase the chances of this interview happening by 1,000,000% would just be if you guys went over to the video in the corner. It'll be on screen at the end of the video as well, and just said, hey GR, you should do an interview with Sciz. That's all you have to say. Just post a comment on the video linked in the corner, and at the end of this video, it'll be the same video, just saying, GR, you should do an interview with Sciz. Last time, so many of you did that I didn't even have to approach Smo. He actually said he got a bunch of comments, so he obviously noticed, and it worked real well. So I'm really looking forward to hopefully being able to do an interview with GR in the near future. So if you guys can help me make that happen, that would be incredible. I think it'll be a big win for all of us. So if you can, take a minute to go to that video now and just leave a comment of exactly what's on screen. Hey GR, I think you should do an interview with Sciz, or something to that effect. Let's just let them know that we want to make this happen, because I think that'll be something great for the channel, something great for the whole graffiti community. So hopefully I'll see you over there in that GR video. Until my next one, peace.